I've got nothing left, and the moon's in dead, while the sun's sitting on its side. I'm not sure if time could ever cure this mind. As you're fading out of sight, you're just a star among the night.
Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to another vlog. Today is Monday and it is January 16th, and today we are going to our first appointment. I have been up and down pretty much most of the night, and luckily Jackson has off the next 2 weeks, so he is with me. He's actually in the living room with the baby right now, and that is like super helpful. So I'm gonna take it slow this morning. Then we have a doctor's appointment, like I said, so I'm gonna have to get ready and get Callan ready and all that. But yeah, it's gonna be a good day. I'm feeling really good. I have on the glorious hospital underwear that they give you, but I think today I'm gonna like be able to like put on some regular underwear. This is my belly postpartum, 4 days I believe. And yeah, I feel pretty darn good. I have that like line still that you get whenever you're pregnant, and my belly button is kind of like discolored, but I think it'll all go back to normal. And yeah, I just have a very, it's weird not having anything there, but I feel good. I don't hurt. I am a little swollen, but other than that, I feel good. So anyway, I'm gonna go enjoy my morning coffee and we're gonna get this day started.
Am I living out my purpose? They both are. We'll be right back.
Do you want to know the sex of the baby?
Yes.
Hey, he said that that's perfect. Yeah, he was gonna see if you guys could set whenever you guys drop the truss, just set them off.
Okay, I'm getting ready. I'm like halfway doing my foundation, and I realized that I wanted to do like a little chat, get ready with me, because why not? And I realized that like whenever I was pregnant, I would crave videos like this because I just wanted to be like more informed. And some people just don't like to share personal stuff on the internet, but I'm going to, because I know that there's probably people that were just like me that want to know. And I have a older brother, but I didn't have a bigger sister, or you know, somebody to like ask those questions to. So I was always looking for that on the internet. So anyway, I am going to sit here and tell you guys some of the more personal stuff about my pregnancy and like my laboring. So if you don't want to listen to it, just skip on forward. But starting out, I ended up getting 0 tears, which I'm so excited about. I literally could not believe it when she told me. So whenever I gave birth, my doctor was super nervous about getting the baby out. She told me that she wasn't nervous until we got like close to being able to push, and she warned me that I would probably have to have the vacuum used, which comes with some possibilities of there being some issues like bruising to the baby's head. It could have caused me to tear pretty badly, all of these things. But she had to address it and, you know, tell me what could happen. I was not wanting to do the vacuum. My option would have been a C-section had it been for that. But they didn't end up having to use the vacuum, so it was no big deal. But yeah, that was a concern that my doctor had voiced to us before I started pushing. But I ended up pushing for 40 minutes to an hour, I believe. We weren't actually told that by the nurses. One of the nurses had asked afterwards, and they said that they would have to go back and look at the monitor to check it, because she couldn't quite remember. But yeah, that was Jackson's best guess. It's like he thought probably 40 minutes to an hour was probably around the time that it took me to push. But anyway, I ended up pushing him for, yeah, close to an hour. And then after that, we ended up, after he came out, they ended up having NICU in the room with us. I think there was like a total of like 7 nurses and my doctor in the room. And it was just because I was running such a high fever, and they just wanted to be prepared. But they ended up not even really needing them, and they just went on about their way, and the nurses cleaned him up and all of that once they found out he was good. And then they set him on my chest, and we did skin on skin at that point. As they were cleaning him up and stuff, they ended up not putting him on my chest immediately, because I was running a fever and they were kind of nervous about him. But as soon as he like checked out, they made sure he was good. That's when they laid him on my chest. But as they were looking at him, my doctor was like looking at me, making sure I was okay, helping me birth my placenta, which was so easy. I had heard that like that can be very painful, like when they're like pushing on your belly and stuff. I really don't think it was that bad, honestly, like my personal opinion. I do think, you know, as long as you're like breathing and like taking deep breaths and like you know, trying to stay as relaxed as possible, I didn't think it was bad at all. But yeah, I birthed the placenta shortly after, and then she checked me. And that's when she told me that I had 0 tearing. I'd had one little like scratch down there, and she told me, you know, it's not even bleeding. It's nothing to even really worry about. They'll keep an eye on it while I was at the hospital. But she did say that it was like one small little scratch, and that was it. So I literally could have jumped for joy when she said that, because that was one of my bigger fears. Going into this, was very nervous for 2 things. 1, the epidural, and 2, tearing. I think most women can relate to that. I think it's very nerve-wracking. On my opinion on these things is I would never, ever, ever, ever not get an epidural because I was scared of the pain, because the epidural is not bad at all. I didn't look at the needle. When they did it, the anesthesiologist came in, and he was very personable, very informative. He sat and like explained everything to me. Like I said, I did not look at it. I didn't want to look at the needle, didn't want to see the size, nothing. So I just looked away. And after he was done explaining, he had me sit on the edge of the bed. They tell you to like hold your palms up like this so you can't like push or jerk or anything, because you have to stay super still, which was super easy. My nurse stood in front of me, and I had her hold my shoulders, and I just bent down a little bit, and Jackson sat beside her, and he kind of like held on to my leg a little bit, and I wanted to dim the lights, and I had my little Jesus music on. So I made a whole playlist, and I'll try to link it down below. I use Spotify, and I made a whole playlist of my favorite Jesus music, and it's called In Labor. And this was something that I did right whenever I found out I was pregnant, pretty much. And I would listen to that playlist throughout my pregnancy. And mainly I would listen to it like on my way to like the office, because you guys know I have like a pretty long drive to my office once a week when I go there. And so I would listen to it then, and it became just like a ritual for me. And there were some songs on there that just like really put me like in the zone. And so whenever they did the epidural, I had my phone just kind of sitting there. I was listening to songs that like, you know, just put me at ease. And they stuck the needle in. It was fine. I think it hurt. I'm not even going to say the word hurt. It did not hurt. It was more pressure feeling the numbing like shot. And then whenever they did that, I literally didn't. It blows my mind that people are scared to get it now, because I'm like, there's no way in hell I would have given birth without it. Like, no way. No way. So anyway, they did that. That wasn't bad at all. So I can confirm, get the epidural if you are wanting it, because it was amazing. Back to the tearing thing. Yeah, had 0 tearing. Could not be more thankful. One thing I will say, I think every woman's different. Obviously, everyone is different. That's one thing I've learned through pregnancy, is people are going to give you their opinions, and take it with a grain of salt, because no one is going to have the same exact experience as you, and it's meant to be that way. So, you know, take advice, learn as much as possible, but also at the end of the day, you get to write your own story. So it's up to you and your baby, and that's all there is to it. So going into this, I had 0 expectations. By that I mean, I went into it thinking, yes, I want to get an epidural, but I didn't set my mind to it because I didn't want to freak out if something happened and I couldn't get it, like maybe if I got there too late or whatever. I also had 0 expectations on the way I delivered. So if they told me that I had to have a C-section, I didn't want to freak out. I, you know, went in with the mindset of, I'm gonna get this baby out healthy, and you know, I want to do as much as I can to make sure everything goes good, but I'm going to basically listen to my body and my doctors over anything, and whatever happens, happens. So that being said, I think I had no disappointment because I didn't have any expectations. So just keep that in mind if you are also going to have a baby, because I think that helped me a lot. Another thing I want to address is I didn't have anybody in the room on purpose. Jackson and I wanted it to just be us. Both of us had opinions on this. So, you know, he wanted it to be just us because it's a very intimate time, and I didn't want anybody overstepping his experience, basically. I think sometimes people can do that and not even do it intentionally. And I knew that he would be able to be supportive. Sorry, the lighting's weird, but I knew that he was capable of being supportive and being who I needed him to be in that moment. So I didn't really need anybody else. So that's that on that. I did not want my mom, his mom, my dad, no one. I didn't want anyone else in there. And looking back now, I'm 1000% grateful. I knew that I didn't want anybody in there from the very beginning, but because of the way everything worked out, I am even more grateful that I made that decision, because there were times when I didn't want to be talked to, and I feel that that's a personal preference. I feel like everybody's different, but when I'm in pain, personally, I don't want to be talked to. I don't necessarily want to be touched. Sorry if you can hear him. He's on the phone in there. But I just I'm like that. Whenever I've been sick, like I really like, you know, I don't mind being checked on and being, you know, if they ask like, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Or like, can you get me a water or whatever? But like for the most part, I just didn't want to be talked to. And then because of my labor experience, I don't think I addressed this yet, but I did run a 102 fever. Towards the end, I started getting a fever. They didn't know why at the time. But my doctor was pretty concerned, and she wanted to run antibiotics through me and, you know, get it taken care of before I started pushing. So that's what they did. And after I gave birth, they realized that little Callan had pooped in the womb, which is pretty common for full-term babies. And it can cause complications, but it didn't with him. It ended up being fine. But it did cause me to have a fever, which in turn made the nurses and everybody nervous. But anyway, when I was running a fever, I not only was experiencing the contractions and the pain, and like my epidural was causing me a little bit of pain in my back. And so I felt super, super tense, and I was trying to sleep and I couldn't because I would tense up every time I'd get a contraction. And then on top of that, having the fever, shivering, and my body was aching because I could feel, you know, from my belly up. So my shoulders, everything, like I had like cold symptoms, right? So through that, I did not want to be touched. I didn't want to be talked to, and I hadn't slept the night before. So I knew in order for me to be able to push this baby out, I had to go into power saving mode, which basically meant I wanted the lights dim. I turned on my Jesus music, and I had to savor every last bit of energy. I closed my eyes. I wasn't sleeping, but I just sat there closing my eyes, listening to Jesus music. I prayed a ton. Jackson prayed over me. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want anything else. And he, you know, there was times where he would sit there and just like squeeze my upper arm to give me something to focus on. And that was it. And I did that for several hours of just laying there trying to savor as much energy as I could. And it worked, you guys. Thank God I did that, because had other people been in the room, and I would have felt like I needed to talk or, you know, anything. Like I am so happy that I savored as much of that energy as I could, because even though I did that, I still was just like in agony, and so I was exhausted by the time it came to push. But anyway, that's how that all played out. But yeah, I just realized I hadn't addressed that he did poop in the womb, and it happened after they broke my water. It was only like a couple hours, I think, maybe. They didn't really tell me, but I did ask my doctor how long it was from the time that he pooped in me, and she said that it was after they had broke my water. So there's that. But yeah, I think I'm trying to see what else. Maybe I forgot something, but yeah, after he came out, my doctor then realized, oh, that's why, and they cleaned him up and everything was good. And then I'll be honest, after he came out, like my contractions pretty much stopped. I mean, after the placenta came out, my contractions completely stopped. And maybe it was adrenaline, maybe it was the antibiotics, everything combined, but I felt so much better after that. And I had like a little burst of energy, and it felt amazing. And then it came time for them to take everything out, and I had to, you know, get rid of my catheter, get the epidural out, and it started wearing off and stuff. And I slowly sat up. A different nurse came in. She helped me go to the bathroom, which was not unbearable for me, but also keep in mind I didn't tear, so it was a little uncomfortable. They gave me a little like squirt bottle, which I'll show you is this, and my nurse filled it up with warm, like super warm water, and you know, just spray it down there and when you go, and it helps. But like I said, if I would have torn, it probably would have been super painful, but it wasn't super bad for me. But yeah, anyway, after that, they doctored my like pad up. They give you like pads with like tucks and dermaplast, and like it's basically just like an ointment cooling pad, and I put that in my underwear and laid in bed. They did transfer us from the room that I gave birth in to a different floor, on like a postpartum floor, and I ended up being able to walk up that floor like just an hour or two after giving birth, which was great. It was great to stand up and to walk and like feel my feet again and like get some movement in. So I'm happy I did that. I know that can be super painful for people. I was more like lightheaded and a little woozy, and my legs felt like jello because like my epidural was wearing off, but it wasn't super painful. I did feel a lot of pressure because like I was swollen down there. I still am, but it wasn't unbearable for me personally. But yeah, I am sure I'll have a lot of questions on how I didn't tear, things like that. There were several things that I did to help. I don't know if that's even really what maybe helped. I don't know. People might say it was genetics. I'm not sure on that because my mom had a C-section, and both my grandmas ended up having some tearing. So I don't know if that's a genetics thing or not. I will say that Jackson and I did a lot of like prenatal perineal massages. So before I went in, whenever I was pregnant, I would take like coconut oil and we'd take a little bit. Sometimes I would do it, sometimes he would help me do it. Just put it on my thumb and like massage the perineal area, and it obviously helped a little bit because they say, you know, getting that muscle down there relaxed and like basically warmed up can help a lot with tears. So I did do that. But yeah, pretty much just my doctor would tell me like going into my appointments leading up to my my birth, she would tell me, you're running a marathon, keep that in mind. Like this whole time you need to be preparing your body. You know, that goes from things that you're consuming to, you know, getting up and being active as much as you can, drinking tons of water, doing perineal massages, taking vitamins, you know, as far as saying like making sure I'm like lotioning my body, because that was one thing I was super nervous about, is my stretch marks on my belly. I did not want stretch marks, and people say that it's hereditary. I will say, fingers crossed, as of now, I do not have any stretch marks on my belly. It is not hereditary in my family. One, every woman in my family has had stretch marks on their belly when they're pregnant. And two, I am prone to stretch marks. I've had stretch marks on my butt cheeks, on my thighs, since I was little, like very little. So I can definitely get stretch marks. It's not a hereditary thing. It can be, I think, but I went above and beyond trying to not get them. And every single day, like morning and night, I would lather my belly up, and I, you know, exfoliated my belly. I did all of those things. So that I think helped a ton. And I don't have any yet. Keep in mind though, you can still get them after baby. Like they can appear after the baby. So as soon, I'm not even joking, as soon as I had that baby and I got cleaned up, Jackson got my lotion that I use, and I put some on my belly like before I went to bed that night, because I know that like when your skin's moving fast, you know, your belly gets big pretty quick in 9 months, and then whenever the baby leaves, like it goes down a lot, like significantly. So I knew that I had to stay on top of it. So as soon as I had the baby, as soon as I went to the bathroom and got cleaned up and changed my clothes, I put lotion on my belly, and I've been doing it since. So hopefully I continue to not have them. I'll keep you updated, and like eventually I might even share my little routine that I did to help prevent them. But yeah, Anyway, I think that is what I wanted to cover and like answer, because I really didn't do like a birth story. I wanted to kind of go over those things. If you guys would like to see a birth story video, I'd be happy to do one. I did share my birth story on my Instagram stories, so if you want to go check those out, there's a highlight. It's called Callan, and you can go and read my entire birth story and like everything that happened. But also, if you guys want to hear a little bit more in depth, I'd be happy to do that too. Just let me know. But yeah, anyway, I think that's all I wanted to share for like the personal stuff. I am going to do my hair really quick, just super simple, and I'm gonna get ready for the day. It's 9:42 now. Our appointment is at 11, so I am gonna finish getting ready. I think I'm gonna make a TikTok really quick, and then I think I'm gonna make some breakfast, and we're gonna hit the road to Callan's very first doctor's appointment. My little snookums. Honey. It's okay. We are ready. He had a little fit when we changed his clothes. He doesn't like his clothes changed. But we're ready. And I'm eating really quick. Jackson made biscuits and gravy, so I'm having some of that, and then we gotta leave here in just a couple minutes. He's letting the girls out, and I'm also feeding. A little bit of my milk has come in, not a lot, but a little. And I will say it's like the weirdest, craziest feeling having that come in. I can't even explain it. It's like the craziest feeling, but it's so cool. But not a lot, so I've definitely been using the Haka, which if you don't know what it is, I'll show you here in a little bit. It catches my letdown on the other side, and he feeds on the other. Yeah. Anyway, there's that. Hopefully his appointment goes good today. He did get circumcised, so they're gonna look at that, make sure it's like healing good and everything. It breaks my heart. It looks so tender, but there's good behind it. I mean, obviously there's good reasons as to why you get them circumcised, so that's why I did that. Don't come at me if you're against it. I don't care. Anyway, I'm gonna finish eating and we're gonna hit the road. Luckily we found a pretty good doctor. I think she's good. Our hospital recommended it, and it's like right down the road from us, so I'm super happy about that, because we originally didn't have anybody around us that we were wanting to go to. We thought we were gonna have to like drive to Jeff City or Columbia, which is like 45 minutes to over an hour drive, but we ended up finding a local pediatrician that I'm excited to meet. So anyway, that's that.
All right, buddy. You ready to go far wide?
You running shotgun?
No. Why did I do that? I did not have it. I could just see by you.
I was wondering, like, are you a red shotgun? Okay.
Yeah, I got her. That one time, I didn't have a sprint in, but so as you can maybe tell, I was born and raised, and that was the last time I've ever done something like that. It scares me to death. Like, I'm not good with.
Okay, our first outing. We're gonna teach them what it's all about. Target. Okay, we're in Target.
Well, I was in there for Thursday.
And I am wanting some nursing bras. I was totally against them at first, but now that I'm actually doing it, I know why people do it. So
Easy enough.
I'm thinking
Perfect. Thank you,
something
sir.
like these.
Bye.
Are these?
Hey, what's going on, man?
This
Oh, I was just calling you back. You called me.
just like
I don't know. Was that what it was about?
There's
Is
several
that what you were texting me? Is that what you were texting me about? I didn't know if that was the only reason you called me. My bad. Okay. Cool. Cool. Easy enough then. Thanks, bud. Yeah. It's good. He's good. The doctor said it's the biggest feet she's ever seen on a baby.
he's got big old
So
feet.
he got some big old feet, and big old hands.
He's on the phone, obviously, if you can't tell. All done. I would say that was a successful Target trip. While I was walking around, was pumping, and whoops. And I'm gonna see. This is like my first real pump with my breast pump, and I used the same pump on each boob. It's pretty good. I'm excited.
I forgot you were even pumping.
Yeah, I stuck it in my bra while we were walking around Target, and I did one at the doctor's office, and then I switched when we got in Target. That's a pretty good amount, and I used the LV, and so far I'm obsessed. I think this is an amazing. I can't imagine doing a pump that is connected, you know, not a wireless one.
Yeah.
I mean, I know why.
A lot of people do though.
I know a lot of people can't. Yeah, a lot of people can't afford something like this. I will say that insurance and stuff, you can a lot of times rent, or insurance will help you. I highly recommend though. Like if you have the opportunity, I highly
The
recommend.
ability to buy those.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now we're going to air up my tire, right?
We're gonna go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Taco Bell, get lunch, and then we're gonna put air in my tires. I think I went a little too long. It's almost 2 o'clock. I think I went a little too long between eating for myself.
We didn't eat till 10:30.
Yeah. So I'm excited for some T-Bell. And little man did great. He had a little bit of a fuss while we were in the doctor's office because obviously, you know, they have to strip him down and like he got a shot and all that, but
He was hungry.
yeah, as soon as I fed him, he was fine. And the whole time during Target, he just was content as can be. So there's that. Also, my pediatrician, I love her, and she told us that it was the biggest foot she's ever seen on a baby. He has the biggest feet, and he does. I'm not gonna unwrap him now and show them, but he really has humongous feet. It's hilarious. And long fingers, which I have long fingers, but
We both have long fingers.
I don't have big feet for a girl though. Like I wear a size 7.
Yeah, I wear a size 11, which is kind of average.
Yeah.
I'd say.
So I don't know where he got it from, but everybody's like, holy smokes, he's gonna be an athlete. Like he's gonna be big.
Carter's.
That's so
My little
funny.
brother wears a size 14 or size 15
Really?
shoe.
Anyway,
It's in the jeans.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna get food. TTYL. Hi, sweet boy.
Present or something for them.
You what?
I think they think it's
You're so handsome. Did you drop my water?
Yeah. Well, I didn't really drop it. I opened the door and it fell out.
Uh-oh. What, babe?
You want me to button him up?
Yeah, you can.
Why don't you come eat real quick?
I'm getting ready for my first.
Oh.
Perfect. I wanna,
You know how to do it?
I have a pretty good guess. Isn't there supposed to be a lip on this?
Oh, here, like this, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be messy.
There you go.
Pretty good amount for a little guy. Perfect. Get back. No. No, no, no.
That's a little bit of fine cheapo won't fix. I really need a sauna suit. Maybe I went to hell and I don't even know. Help yourself. I negotiate with a clear head.
Wow. Whoa. That is the good stuff, huh? Good job.
I'm gonna smoke the peace pipe.
Good job.
Yeah, pop face got off to a bad start. Heard you're eating? Confused.
Okay, so it is a little later in the afternoon and I'm a little sleepy and I feel like I just need like some me time. So Jackson is in the living room and he's gonna watch a show, and I think I'm just gonna sit in here in the bedroom and watch some YouTube and possibly just lay with Cal. I think he's gonna nap. They say it's important to nap when the baby naps. So I'm gonna try that right now. I am a little sleepy. We didn't sleep much last night. I was kind of up and down most of the night as expected. So I'm gonna do that and we'll see how I feel. I really wanted to like get up and edit a video, but I keep telling myself like it'll come. I don't need to rush and I just need to like listen to my body, and my body's saying I need a little nap. So we're gonna sit here and take a little snooze, and yeah, I'll update you guys when I wake up.
He understands everything that you say. I think he's 14 months now. Yeah, 14 months. I don't know. It's just, I love having a baby, but then I also love having a child that like can communicate a little bit more, because you don't have to play so much of like a guessing game as to like what they want, or they can like because she keeps reaching for it and keeps changing the time. The timer's gone off like 5 times already, so that's great. There's the one that's like on a spoolie and it's like the soap brow looking thing, but every Sephora maybe I will be eventually.
Okay, I ended up taking a little bit of a nap and I feel pretty good. Much needed. He's still snoozing. He's actually sleeping a lot longer than I thought he would between feedings, so I'm actually pumping, and I cannot get over like how crazy of a feeling it is when my milk is like coming in and I can feel myself like needing to pump or feed. It's a wild experience, but I feel like I have quite a bit of milk coming in, so I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, I am gonna finish up feeding. He's just sleeping away. Let me show you. If you hear Jackson outside, he is letting the girls go potty. I don't know if you can see him out there, but anyway, here's Mr. Man himself just sleeping away. And look at these toes, you guys. Like, he has got the longest feet of any baby. It's crazy. Like, I don't know if you can, let me see. Look at that. My pediatrician was just blown away. She could not believe how big his little feet are. It's so wild. But yeah, I just could eat him up. And I love like just being able to stare at him. Like, I am obsessed. And he has on little mitts because he tends to scratch himself. But anyway, my mom's calling and I'm gonna answer it. And I'm also watching the Julianne Hunter vlog. So anyway, hello.
How'd the doctor's appointment go?
Oh, good. It was fine.
Oh. Nice. You just spit up on daddy.
Oh man. I cannot express to you how good these totes are and how much you need one, because what do we have? Three of these throughout the house. They're so handy. But we have a poopy diaper, so we're gonna change it. I just want to make sure he's done. So I just changed your diaper. I just changed your diaper. Yeah. Pew. Jack just heated me up some leftovers. My parents made this pot roast and pot roast and dumplings. I keep wanting to say chicken and dumplings. And then something that I found that I have seen these on TikTok a lot.
Body armors?
Well, no. I've seen that it helps in your milk supply a lot. Like, a lot. I've seen it everywhere. And so, we have been buying flats of these before I even went to the hospital. We bought, I think, 2 or 3 flats of the body armor stuff. We found them, like, on sale at Aldi's. And I am going to make myself drink one of these. Make myself, I say. They're really good, so it's pretty easy to do that. But they help a lot with supply. So I've heard. So, anyway, whatever. All of that being said, I'm going to be drinking one of these and having dinner. It's almost 7 o'clock. Do you want to watch a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a mess. And Jackson's literally waiting on me hand and foot. Could not be more thankful. But anyway, I'm going to watch a video, eat my dinner. We're going to watch a movie. I need a shower. All that stuff. Yeah, anyway. Hi. You love your brother, don't you? Both of the girls love him. They keep just staring at him, and it's the funniest thing. I love it.
Are you trying to like fill a void? Are you running from something? Like, can you just chill? So.
Okay, I'm about to take a shower, and I wanted to share my nursing bras because I bought a couple today, and I showed you guys when I was at the store, but I didn't show like the ones that I got. It is by the brand Auden from Target, and this one was a set of 2, and it I think came with like a more nude one and then this mauve, and obviously they're made to just like lay over, which so handy. And then I ended up getting just a normal like nude padded bra that like latches up here like a normal nursing bra, but love them. This one's super comfortable. It's not padded, which I wanted. I am wearing a size small for reference, and they were pretty inexpensive too. So anyway, just thought I'd share that. My belly has gone down quite a bit, kind of crazy, but every night I just put raw coconut oil on it, and I also use the native lotion. And then also today I picked up this little tube of Vaseline. It's a little body balm roller, which I love, and I put this stuff on my face, everywhere, and also on my belly to help prevent stretch marks. So yeah, there's that. I'm gonna hop in the shower. Okay, just got out of the shower. And I wanted to share, this is the nipple butter that I've been using, and I love it so far. It's basically just like this, super natural, and I just have been putting like a little bit of it on every single night and calling it good. And then I slipped the same bra on, and I'm wearing my favorite little Old Navy sweats. I'm gonna take this stuff in here. We also, I'll show you. I just pulled these out of the freezer. I have been putting these little ice packs in my bra at night. They don't stay cold for too long, but it's just like a gel ice pack, and it comes with these sleeves. And then also my sweet father made me this lemon cake. My great grandma used to make this lemon cake, and I fell in love with it as a kid. So every birthday, every special occasion that I have, my dad recreates it, and it is so good. So anyway, I'm going to have some of this for dessert because Jackson doesn't really care for it too much. He's just not a huge lemon fan, so more for me. But yeah, my dad's a precious angel, and I seriously love that he made this. I mean, you guys, if you could taste this, you would just literally be obsessed. It's better than like the Starbucks lemon loaf, if you've ever had that. It has icing on it, but it's like very thin, and it's just it's like so tart and delicious. I don't even know. It's so good. So I'm gonna have this for my dessert. And then I think Jack and he's gonna take a shower really quick. I think he's in there watching TikTok. Huh. Yeah, so anyway, we're gonna watch a movie.
Yeah, I do not recognize Chelsea at all.
Down Home Fab's getting ready to come on, and I've been so excited about this. I have been obsessed with Chelsea Huska since I was in high school. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Yeah, we got a cuddle. Our very first baby.
9.2 miles.
One big happy family. We're watching Me About a Zoo. It's one of the cutest movies ever. I don't know who that little girl is that stars in it, but it's seriously so cute. I wonder how old she is now. She plays in the Footloose movie, I believe. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
The new one?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is. It's 9:50. Oh, also, I don't think I showed it in my video. I pumped, and look how much milk I made. I'm so proud. Like, seriously, the most proud moment ever. So, I have it in this little bottle, locked and ready for whenever he wakes up, because he's gonna wake up pretty hungry. So, anyway, I think that's it for our first, oops, it's not focused. Focus. I think that's it for our first day like our first true day at home as parents, right?
By ourselves, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody around.
Yeah, because yesterday was when we came home. No, like my days are so backwards.
This is the second day we've been home.
Yeah.
By ourselves. Oh, yeah. Third day we've been home. Second full day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good day. His little toes are peeking out. Okay. Bye. Say bye.